By the end of this video we will have drawn this corgi. We need paper, pencil, eraser and a pen. Most importantly, we need scrap paper on which to try out shapes, squiggles and practice lines before drawing them onto our masterpiece. Start with some circles and ovals for head, muzzle, nose, eyes, ears. Here is the tidy version. This was my first go. It is totally skew whiff. I probably hadn't had enough coffee. This was my second go. Better. This is in pencil. It can be rubbed out, drawn over or started again. Fur can be drawn in various ways, but as long as it appears thicker closer to the body and thinner further from the body, it will work. I'm using spiky type fur and trying it on the basic shapes, just around the head and neck for now and a bit inside the ears. Don't expect anything to look exactly the same as on the video. As long as it's the same way of thinking and roughly the same shape, it will be fine. 3 semicircles for under the nose and mouth. Then the eyes. This is where things really start to come to life. The black bit is the pupil. The coloured bit around it is the iris. From the left of my practice bit, first I draw in the 2 spaces for the highlights of the pupils, then fill in the rest of the pupil to make the highlights pop. The highlights could be circles or any shape. Fill in the iris with short lines, closer together at the top of the circle, further apart at the bottom. If you think that the dog has an eyelid that comes over the top of the eye, it is going to be darker at the top than at the bottom, and the closer together your lines, the darker it will appear. With the 4 lines that look like a little house shape, you can put mascara on your dog's eyes. Some short lines for eyebrows suggest the eye socket above the eyes, and below, a couple of lines suggest the sides of the nose. Doggo's nose. Around the circle for his nose, draw an octagon. Then put in 2 dark holes where he draws in breath, and a line up his nose. Leave a shape for highlights on the top of his nose, outside of which fill in the rest of his nose with whirling swirly lines to suggest the texture. Then, using short lines, flick in furry bits around his nose, under his chin and down the sides of his face. Then study your drawing carefully and, using the pen of your choice, go over the lines you want to keep. In mine I had to add in a line where I'd lost the side of his ears. When the ink is dry, rub out the lines you don't want to keep. When using an eraser, always rub it first on scrap paper to take any grubbiness off it before using it on your work. Then, just crisscrossing lines of your pencil, you could put shadow in his ears to show there are holes in there that let sound into his head. Pencil first, ink when happy with the pencil. And there you have it. You have drawn your corgi. Yay!